When you hear the word rat, a picture probably forms instantly. Maybe it's a white animal in a quiet lab, or maybe it's a fast shadow vanishing into a corner of the street. Either way, the reaction is strong. But what if those two images are connected in a way most people never expect? Today, we're exploring the surprising contrast between white rats and brown rats, and what their differences reveal about survival, intelligence, and life alongside humans, right here, on History of Simple Things. White rats are often treated as a separate kind of animal, but biologically, they are not. They are domesticated forms of the brown rat, known scientifically as Rattus norvegicus. Their white fur and pink eyes are the result of albinism or selective breeding, not a different evolutionary origin. Generations ago, humans began breeding rats with specific traits that made them easier to observe and handle. Calm behavior, tolerance of touch, and predictable responses were favored. Over time, this selective process reshaped how these rats interacted with the world. White rats are usually born into environments where food is reliable, shelter is guaranteed, and danger is almost non-existent. From the very beginning of life, their nervous systems develop under conditions of safety rather than threat. That single difference changes how they move, explore, and respond to others. Without the need to constantly scan for danger, white rats can afford to be curious. They investigate new objects, learn routines quickly, and interact freely with humans. Their calmness is not a coincidence, it is the product of stability. Brown rats live under constant pressure. Whether they inhabit cities, farms, docks, or underground tunnels, their environment is unpredictable and often hostile. Food sources appear and disappear. Human behavior changes suddenly. Traps, poison, predators, traffic, and weather all present daily threats. In this world, hesitation can mean survival, and recklessness can mean death. Because of this, brown rats develop extreme caution. They are wary of new objects, reluctant to approach unfamiliar food, and quick to retreat when something feels wrong. This behavior is known as neophobia, and it is one of their strongest survival tools. A brown rat that rushes toward novelty does not live long. The ones that survive are the ones that observe, remember, and adapt. Over time, this creates animals that seem clever, evasive, and almost calculating. What humans often interpret as sneakiness is actually intelligence refined by danger. When people compare white rats and brown rats, intelligence is often framed as a competition. In reality, there is no meaningful difference in cognitive ability between them. Both are capable of learning complex tasks, remembering solutions, recognizing individuals, and adapting their behavior based on experience. White rats have demonstrated these abilities repeatedly in controlled studies, navigating mazes, solving puzzles, and adjusting strategies when conditions change. Brown rats show the same mental skills in uncontrolled environments. They learn safe routes through cities, remember where food was found before, and even adjust their behavior after observing other rats succeed or fail. The key difference is not intelligence itself, but application. White rats use their brains in environments designed for learning. Brown rats use theirs in environments designed to eliminate them. White rats are often described as gentle, curious, and social. Many people who work with or keep them as pets notice that they recognize familiar humans and respond positively to interaction. These traits emerge because their lives allow for trust. Brown rats display a very different temperament. They are alert, reactive, and defensive, not because they are aggressive by nature, but because their survival depends on it. Trust is risky when the world is full of threats. What's important to understand is that these temperaments are not fixed. When brown rats are raised from birth in safe, stable environments, their behavior becomes noticeably calmer. They explore more, show social curiosity, and tolerate human presence far better. Likewise, a white rat placed suddenly into a harsh environment would struggle. Calmness without safety becomes vulnerability. Behavior in this case is learned as much as it is inherited. Despite their reputation, rats are highly social animals. Both white rats and brown rats rely on group living to survive and thrive. They communicate constantly using sound, scent, body language, and touch. Many of their vocalizations occur at frequencies humans cannot hear, but these sounds play a crucial role in bonding, warning, and coordination. White rats often express social bonds through grooming, play, and close physical contact. Brown rats display similar behaviors, though their social structures tend to be more rigid. Hierarchies are clearer, and competition over resources is more intense. Even so, cooperation remains essential. Brown rats share information about danger and food sources, demonstrating that intelligence in social animals is rarely individual, it is collective. Human history has shaped how we see these animals. White rats are associated with science, education, and sometimes companionship. They are seen as clean, useful, and even endearing. Their environment places them inside human spaces, where they are protected and studied. Brown rats occupy the opposite role. They are blamed for disease, destruction, and fear, often becoming symbols of urban decay. While rats have been connected to historical disease outbreaks, the reality is more complicated. Poor sanitation, overcrowding, and parasites played a much larger role than the animals themselves. Brown rats simply lived alongside humans, sharing the environments we created. Our waste feeds them. Our buildings shelter them. Our cities unintentionally support their survival. White rats were welcomed. Brown rats were rejected. So, who really wins? There is no universal winner in this comparison. In laboratories and homes, white rats flourish. In wild and urban environments, brown rats dominate. Change the environment, and the outcome changes instantly. The true deciding factor is not species, intelligence, or temperament, it is context. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.